Hey everybody, it's GleeCon, and I'm back again bringing you another episode of Lore of Warcraft. Not just any episode either, this is going to be the finale, the final chapter of the novel we've been reading, Warcraft Durotan. On the last chapter, after defeating the Red Walkers, there was a detailed conversation with the chieftain of the Red Walker clan and Durotan, where an offer was made to, hey, like, this is why we are the Red Walkers, this is what we do, and you should become the Red Wolves if you want to truly survive. It paints a pretty bleak picture, but ultimately the Frostwolf clan shut that down, and now we're going to find out how this book wraps up. So stay a while and listen. Chapter 30, Warcraft Durotan. You know, we also did some cool stuff on Blasted Lands a couple days ago on our classic walkthrough. Check that out too. We're going to start the next episode. We're going to start the real main quest line of that zone. We have no ocean into which to toss the remains, Kolzak said, but at least we can leave the Red Walkers to rot. But his chieftain shook his head. No, he said. I've come to believe our treatment of them was wrong at the seat of the spirits. I understand them a little better. Whatever they did, they were orcs. We will treat them with the respect they did not show others, and by doing so remind ourselves of what we will never become. His clan did not like the decision, but they obeyed. Durotan understood their reluctance. He hoped with time they would understand what had been behind his change in heart. He himself helped to gather the rocks for the task. Everyone's spirits lifted when the Zarka returned with not only Drakthar, but a limping Frostwolf who had managed to survive. The elderly shaman joined his brethren in tending the wounded. Night approached at last. There was only lichen soup to be eaten, but no one seemed to care. There was a steadiness about the Frostwolves that had not been there before. Now, at last, there had come a moment for Durotan to sit with his council. As they partook of the simple meal, Drakthar spoke of his experience in the Seat of the Spirits. Durotan's chest tightened with sorrow as Drakthar described the slow decline of the spirits and shared with them the Spirit of Life's words of comfort and sadness both. He tried to comprehend the idea of something that was death but not death, and what that would mean for Draenor and for his clan. For a long time they sat in silence, finishing their meager meal. Durotan reflected on all that had happened that had led to this moment. Gul'dan's visit, his father's death, Draka's return from exile, and the journey the clan had been forced to undertake since Greatfather Mountain had destroyed Frostfire Ridge. The Red Walkers, Garona's warning, the hungry earth, the dead grasses and trees, the haunting, unforgettable beauty of the Seat of the Spirits, and the final words of the Red Walker chieftain. He put his bowl down and regarded those around him, Draka, Drakthar, Gia, and Orgrim, friends and family who had never failed him. He had been blessed, he realized, even through all the dark things that had happened, and his heart, which had been so full of pain for so long, was suddenly at peace. Durotan finally understood what he needed to do. Come with me, he said simply. Without question, they rose and followed him as he strode to the center of the encampment. The rest of the clan, clustered in small family groups, fell silent at their chieftain's approach. He looked at the gathered Frostwolves. So few left now. Each one of them was precious. He would behave as a chieftain should and make the best choice to protect them. The Red Walker chieftain was right, he said. He spoke clearly and quietly, but his voice was heard in the expectant silence. He and his clan were not insane. They faced the same challenges we did and made the same choice we made. To stay here in Draenor, and somehow find a way to survive. Their way was monstrous, but it was successful. Successful in a world where we now know the spirits will no longer be truly present. Concerned murmuring rippled through the crowd. Durotan held up a hand and continued. Our shaman Drakthar spoke with the voice of the Spirit of Life. It gave us the strength to overcome our enemy, and it gave us the reassurance that wherever there was earth, air, fire, water, and life, there also would they be. My father and I both refused to join Gul'dan. We felt that he was wrong, that there would be danger to our clan if we followed him. The slave Garona even warned us about him. So what is a chieftain to do? He spread his hands. Whatever the lore says about what was done in the past, Whatever the rituals stipulate, whatever rules or laws or traditions there may be, there is one law, one tradition which must not be violated. And that is that a chieftain must do whatever is truly best for the clan. Durotan watched Gia as he spoke. Her eyes widened briefly, then grew sad. Our world is all but dead, and it will never recover. We know this now. We have heard it from the spirit of life itself. The Red Walkers chose to feed upon their own kind. Their chieftain said we would do the same. He was wrong. We will never become like them. But neither will we become Gul'dan's creatures. He surveyed them, looking each member of the Frostwolf clan in the eyes. We will journey to this new land Gul'dan's magics have discovered. We will find earth, air, water, fire, and life there. And they will know us. We will survive. As Frostwolves. My chieftain. It was Gia, and Durotan tensed. He had thought she had accepted his decision, but perhaps not. May I speak? He nodded, bracing himself. Gia got to her feet, standing straight and proud, as was her right as wife and mother of chieftains, as a shaman, as lore keeper. You know I follow our traditions. They are important to us. Our actions make us who we are, not our words, but the words have bonded to the actions down through time. She turned to look at her son. I loved Garad, and I know he was wise. He honored the traditions, and he led us well until the day he died. Her breath caught for a moment, but she continued. I saw his son part with tradition again and again and again, and now he wishes to leave our home for a strange new land. This was not the way of Garad. Her voice softened. But Durotan is not Garad, and Durotan has led us well. I held on to the decisions, the choices of my husband, because it was all he had left to us, to me. But Durotan, son of Garad, son of Durkosh, like the spirits, Garad is gone, but not yet gone. He lives in you, and he would be proud of the choices you have made and are making now. Durotan thought, but was not sure. He saw the glitter of tears in her eyes. Gia made a fist of one hand and thumped it on her chest. I will follow my chieftain. And I, Orgrim bellowed, imitating Gia. You are my husband, Draka said quietly to Durotan for his ears. Whatever happens. One by one all the Frostwolves, even those who had once rebelled against Durotan, followed suit. The cold night air was filled with a rhythmic sound as of the beating of 100 hearts. No chieftain, Durotan thought, has ever led a finer clan than this. He raised Thunderstrike. Tomorrow, the sun will show its face on the first steps of our next journey. A new homeland awaits. Durotan took a deep breath. Tomorrow, the Frostwolves march to join the Horde. So, little quick acknowledgments before we take a little debrief. Christy Golden says, many chefs participated in this dish, and I value them all. At Blizzard, thanks to James Waugh, my friend and touchstone for this project, Kate, Gary, and Sean Copeland. At Titan, much appreciation for my excellent editor, Natalie Laverick. And at Legendary, shoutouts to Jamie Campbell for her enthusiasm and patience with script queries, Anna Nettle for cheerfully supplying research photos no matter how often I asked, and Barnaby Legg for his game changer of an idea and his no-holds-barred enthusiasm for my work. Truly a pleasure to work with you all. I'll do it again anytime, anywhere, any project. Special thanks go to Tyler Kerr for educating me on how environments can die, and to my fellow authors William H. Kirby and Mark Anthony for a writing retreat and suggestions that resulted in all kinds of literary destruction. I couldn't have ruined Draenor quite so effectively without you guys. Finally, heartfelt gratitude to the readers who have supported my writing since that fateful day when Lord of the Clans hit the bookshelves. Strength and honor. And this just tells you a little bit about old Christy Golden. And that is it. So, available now will be the official movie novelization. Let's just take a peek. I'm going to take a journey with you guys before we wrap up here. Let's find out what's looking ahead for our life here. We just finished that Warcraft Durotan alternate cinematic universe. And That's what we just read right here. That is up to a year before the Dark Portal. We do have the Bonds of Brotherhood comic coming on the next episode. Then we will read, I think there's a video called Harbinger's Gul'dan. I don't remember if we've watched that or not. I'll take a peek into that. We have the flashback bulk Lords of War, 5 videos. I'm thinking that's alternate universe stuff too. So we do actually have a week or so of content before we read the Rise of the Horde in-game object. Possibly there's a Lauren short on the Dark Portal. I don't remember if we watched that. And before we get actually to year 0. So we have a couple weeks of content, actually maybe a little bit less, a week or so of content before we actually get to the film, which we're going to read the script first and then the novelization of the book and kind of compare the differences between the two. I think that'll be interesting. All right, so that's cool. So we are leading up now. We are in those 20 years before in our side lore to catching up to the first game, so we still have quite a bit to go. And on the next episode later today, like I mentioned before, we're going to check out some more questing. We'll get some of the cool stuff done in Blasted Lands. Thank you everybody so much for watching, listening, and tuning in for Blood and Honor. And this one's in the pipe, 5x5.